And we're live. Hey everyone. So I'm here today with the usual Ashley and Becca, and we're talking about Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I don't know. I've heard people pronounce it differently. Novik.
I've always said Novik.
Novik.
I've always said Novak.
I've always said Novak, but it's an I, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That person.
So, what did you guys rate the book? I can't wait for Becca's opinion.
I DNF'd the book 108 pages in.
To be fair, that's a good, you gave it a good go. If you'd done less than 50, I think I would have been like, come on.
The thing that made me actually originally want to DNF it happens on page 44 and 45, and I still carried on reading after it, so...
That's fair.
I still tried.
Hello.
Hey, Rosie.
The non-spoiler part. Okay, well, we're probably going to be talking about some spoilers, but yeah, that's cool.
We'll do what we can to warn you beforehand.
Definitely. Hello. So, Ashley, what did you rate it?
3 stars.
Okay. That's not too bad. I rated it 4. I actually really liked it.
I was close to being 2 stars. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That would have been even more interesting. A DNF 2-star and a 4-star.
I'm pretty sure I was talking to Beck and I was like, I cannot tell if this is going to be a 2 or a 3-star yet. It's going to be one of the two.
What made it a 3 instead of a 2?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe the ending. The ending was quite nice, but I feel like the book should have been. I feel like it still should have been a duology. I said that to Rachel because I was DMing Rachel because obviously you didn't read all of it, Becca. So I was saying to Rachel, I feel like they tried to do too much in one book. They tried to do like 2 or 3 different stories essentially in one book. Whereas I feel like if they'd made it duology, they could have properly spent time and it would have worked a lot better for me personally.
No, I completely agree. Like there was almost 3 different storylines happening. Like when I read the synopsis of the book in the very beginning, it was all about how the dragon takes a girl every 10 years, the usual. But that's literally only the first 100 pages maybe, and then it just turns into something completely different. I was not expecting it. So yeah, I definitely think there was a lot just in the one book, but I don't know, I just really liked it. Oh, here you go, Becca, you're not alone.
I'm not alone.
At what point did you DNF, Sophie? I will be interested. What part did you DNF?
How many pages did you get in?
Sophie might try it again, so it's a possible soft DNF. Which mine is, I'm never picking up this book ever again in my life.
That's fair.
This is completely off topic, Becca, but I love your You Made 6 top.
It's the tour top. I love it so much.
I love them. I love them so much. I just noticed it there.
So, I feel like I don't want to do spoilers for Rosie's sake, but I really want to know what it was that triggered Becca that was 40 pages in.
Oh, I know exactly what it must be.
I can't think that early on though. I know something that could, but it's a lot later.
It was page 65. Okay, 65. I always try. Well, I never DNF books, but I would always try to get probably to 100. But that's just me. But I don't DNF.
Yeah, I always try and get to 100 pages at least. But if I get to 50 and I know I'm 100%, if this hadn't have been for the book club, I would have DNF'd on page 45 after the thing happens. But because
I'm really struggling to think what page 45 is, because
I think I know what it is, but I didn't think it was that early.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If Rosie either leaves or doesn't care about this spoiler, then I'll...
It's at the very start of the book.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it's not a spoiler on the plot, it's just a thing that happens. So I'm just gonna say, so on page 44, the prince tries to rape her.
Is that
That's
early?
what I was thinking. I
I
didn't
could have
think it was
sworn
that
was later in
early.
the
Yeah,
book.
I didn't think that.
I made
did
notes
I.
on the page numbers.
I could have sworn that was
I
later.
really wouldn't have said it was that early. Oh my god.
Because it's literally just after she gets taken by the dragon.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even so much that come as a shock, because I wasn't expecting it, because I've not seen any trigger warnings.
I wasn't expecting it. No, I
so
didn't expect that at all.
On its own probably wouldn't have done it. It would have like knocked me a bit, but I would have carried on. But it was then the next page where the dragon walks in after she's like attacked the prince for trying to rape her, and he literally says to her, I wrote it down, unless you want to persuade the king that your virtue was worth the life of his son. Like, yeah, she should have just let the prince rape her. Like,
yeah, that's a dickish move. Dickish thing to say.
And after that, every single time the dragon was on the page, I was like, I cannot read this man. Like, and the fact that the book's written by a woman as well, like, I was like, I can understand that this book was written by a man, but this is a woman author.
Yeah.
And so that was
definitely one like later scenes then with him.
I could have sworn that was later in the book. It doesn't feel like it's that early, in it?
I will DNF. Yeah, I didn't think it was that early. I'm actually surprised. Oh, she read the start. That's that's fine. Here, I haven't read it, but I hated her writing. Well, what did you read by her? I'm very curious, because I have I do own Spinning Silver by her as well, but I haven't read, like, this is the first book by her that I've read, and I know she has another one that got some controversial opinions, A Deadly Education or something.
Yeah, that's the first book in, I think it's a trilogy.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a standalone. Okay.
No, I know there's
I'm wrong.
There's at least a second book already, because I've seen like a lot of people have DNF'd after the second book. Okay. So clearly that one's not that loved. But my mum read Spinning Silver like last year or the year before, and she was like, "You're not gonna like this," and I was like, "Well, that's
no." Oh no. I read like 100 pages last year.
So I haven't scored any.
You DNF'd it too. Okay. I couldn't carry on.
Seems everybody's DNF'd.
No, that's completely. Yeah, I know. That's a completely understandable reason. Like, that bit really surprised me. I have not seen a single person mention that was in the book. Like, I've seen people talk about this book on BookTube, and I've never heard anyone say anything about it.
It actually made me feel physically sick, to the point I had to put the book down and take some deep breaths, because I actually felt sick after the dragon said that. Like, it still angers me now. I
know. No, I completely agree. Yeah, we were just talking about this, because me and Ashley both don't DNF books.
These two don't DNF.
We probably should. I don't know. We probably should, but I just don't. I like to be able to talk about a book, even if I absolutely hated it. Deadly Get. Oh, that's the one you read. Oh my god. Okay, interesting.
I heard a few people DNF.
Oh, interested in reading that one. Yeah. Oh, well, you should keep reading it, and then.
This is Rosie, though.
Yeah,
she might
do
it.
I heard that a lot of people just like this book, did love Spinning Silver. I actually heard that as well. I've heard also she has another series. It's called the Tamara series or something. I don't know. And it's meant to be really good. And I heard people who didn't like Uprooted still loved that. So that could be interesting. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. You're on Sprints.
Definitely should read that bit.
Yeah, I was on Sprints.
Oh no, I didn't realize that.
I can't remember if I turned my camera off or not, but I Yeah, I was on a sprint and I was not enjoying myself.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh no. Life's too short for bad books. No, I actually do agree. I don't know. I just can't put a book down. I feel almost guilty. I don't know what it is. I just feel really guilty if I put down a book.
See, I'm very much in the I mean, I'm going to take February as an example. I was already feeling pretty slumpy. Like, if you look at my February compared to all my other months, like, I read basically nothing compared to usual. And what I did read, I wasn't, like, super loving most of it. And I knew if the books that I DNF'd, like, one of them I DNF'd 83 pages in, 182 pages in, 108 pages in, because I knew if I'd carried on reading them, I then wouldn't have picked anything else up for the rest of the month. So I was like, I need to just... These books are gone. No.
Yeah. I never usually DNF, that's why. Okay, that's fair. Just don't get on carrying book. Yeah, that is absolutely fair.
We were talking about this earlier, like in I think it was in the group chat we were talking about it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but for me, I'm like, but what's going to happen next? Even if I hate the book and I don't care about it, I'm still like, but what can happen? And then I've had books I've hated, and then I've got to the end and I've saw the book in a whole different light and really liked. So like, for me, I think it's because I've had that kind of experience. I'm kind of like, well, actually, I'll just carry on.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't DNF, because like sometimes I feel like a book can have a really bad start, and then by the end you could end up loving it. So I'm almost like I don't want to give up just in case I end up loving whatever the book is. So yeah. Oh no way, Addie LaRue. I haven't read that yet, but everyone
just likes to hurt me. But she liked The Love Hypothesis, so it's fine.
Oh, I have to read that, Becca. I have it.
You do.
I know. I think I'll love it.
No, don't hate it. That's
Becca,
a no.
are you gonna pick up anything else? I didn't think so.
That's a very solid no.
But going to the actual book again, we'll go for the parts that Becca's actually read, because I feel like that'll be nice. But we'll go for the bits Becca's read to begin with. But like, I didn't kind of understand the orb.
Happened?
Do you know, I can't even remember.
What?
Yeah, so like at the very beginning, where she's actually getting chosen, he like brings out the orb and it's like on fire, right? And my brain was like, okay, sort of makes sense because she has magic, she can touch it. But like, so if none of them had magic, is he just expecting them to burn their hands off, or like what was happening there? Like...
Yeah, actually, I completely forgot about that.
I mean, if he's going to expect someone to get raped, I don't see him having any issue with someone burning their hand.
Yeah, I don't think he really would care.
No.
But he seemed to not be bad with the other people that he sort of took, because this is giant spoilers territory at this point, Rosie.
Yeah, I think we're going to be going into spoilers now.
Yeah, but he does say that, so he keeps them in there for 10 years because that's how long it takes for the roots to come out of them. So the forest has infected like all of the townspeople, and it takes 10 years for them to get like the roots out, and that's how they are able to leave. It's because they don't have that connection to the forest anymore. So that's why it keeps 10 years. But I'm like, so what were those people doing? Because it says there that he doesn't interact with them. So are they just sitting there bored? Like, all I have to do is cook?
Like 10 years is a long time.
You don't get out of you don't get out of there. You're not really interacting with him because he's like, I don't want to interact with people. So like, what are they doing all day?
Yeah, I don't know. But
could you imagine the reading you could get?
Yeah, but all he's got is spell books.
Agnieszka gets in trouble for taking a book, so were they even able to read? That's a good question.
Probably not.
Also, there's like, she gets those little anonymous notes at the start from, I assume, the person he took beforehand, but then you never they're kind of just forgotten about. I thought like that would be more of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I do kind of feel like it was just the other person being like, here is what you can do for cooking. Here's what you can do for trying to repair clothes. You can get new clothes here. But except from that, there was like nothing. And I'm like, surely there should be more to do in that place because that is ridiculous. Like,
I know.
What is going on?
And stuck with him of all people, like you'd go mad. What did you think about the relationship between them? Because I wasn't expecting that. I actually didn't know if there was a romance in this book, like at all. And then when it came, I was like, oh, I thought they were just going to become like good friends. I thought it was going to be enemies to friends, not enemies to lovers.
Yeah, it was literally just that moment when it was like, oh yeah, magic, magic, magic. She's now grinding him. And I was like, well then, okay. Things are getting hot in
came
here.
out of nowhere.
And then disappeared again. And I was like, why are you disappearing? No, don't do that to me. Now you've brought it, I want to keep it. Like, don't be like, yeah, we're gonna. No, actually, we're not. Like, excuse you? Excuse you?
Yeah, it was so out of the blue. Like, there was no kind of slow build or whatever. It's just like suddenly they're kissing out of absolutely nowhere. Like, he's always insulting her, and then suddenly they're just making out, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Making out, getting naked, so close. And then, no. And I was like,
no.
Come on. That's not fair. And then for the rest of it, it was like, I went away from that steaminess and I was like, what in the hell are you doing? You can't go.
And then it came back.
No. Steam. No. But it didn't really come back though, did it? It was just a part where he kind of realized that he liked her.
What?
Yeah, but they were going to sleep together at the beginning and that disappeared. And then they slept together and then he disappeared again. I was like, what the hell? This is like the worst ghosting ever.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure.
I'm a fan of enemies to lovers, but I feel like knowing what I know from that beginning of the book, I know I wouldn't have enjoyed that relationship because it's so toxic.
If it helps, he does disappear for about a half of the book.
He does. That was really surprising.
I mean, that's not enough. Like, he should just disappear forever.
To be fair, they're trying to kill him, if that helps.
But they don't succeed, do they?
No.
Exactly, that's not good enough for me.
Actually, I did think he might die in this. I had a feeling. Obviously, I was completely wrong, but I actually did think he was going to be killed.
Same.
I was glad Merrick was killed, though. That was great. You'll be happy to hear, Becca.
That's the prince, isn't it?
That's the prince, yeah.
Is it a really gruesome death?
Okay, so they bring back his mother, kind of, from the wood, but she's not exactly herself. Okay. And then she kind of kills him.
She just kind of puts her hand into his chest and yanks out his heart when he's saying mother.
Oh, that was a good moment.
I like that.
That was good.
It's like, what page? It's like, what page? I'll read that page.
I can't. I took the book back to the library.
But yeah, there was that. So Becca would have liked that part.
Yeah.
Would have liked seeing him die.
That was a good part. I was a bit confused by him though. Like, okay, so the way she started helping him to get his mother back, which after he nearly sexually assaulted her, like that, I was like, why is she helping him? Like, that was just ridiculous. But then, like, he kind of, it's almost like they become friends temporarily.
I kind of started to like him through the book. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I didn't like what I didn't like
gonna kill you.
I'm just I didn't like what he done in that part. No. But also because he does get the memory sweep and he doesn't remember that as a result, because he gets his memory swapped essentially.
He gets his memory back though.
No, he doesn't. He thinks he slept with her, but he doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Realize that it's like he doesn't realize that he's like raped her, but he just thinks he's just normally slept with her.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So like after he only thinks that, and then he starts going off in a completely different way, and it's just like, can you please help me get my mum back? Like, that's all I want. I thought it was kind of sweet, and seeing to what length he would go to actually get his mum back.
Yeah.
But then I didn't like when he was like randomly like, okay, you're going to marry me, and she was like,
yeah, she was like, what?
No, I ain't. Becca's like, there's so much of this book that's so hit or miss.
I'm very, very glad I DNF'd it. I'm just saying. Him not remembering that he tried to rape her would not have been enough to make me like him, because he still did it, whether he remembers or not. That part of him is still there. He just doesn't remember it. So, like, who knows? Who knows who else he's done that to, but possibly succeeded.
Yeah, he's horrible.
I think the fact that he really did just want to help his mum, and straight after he realised that she was a witch, was just like, I just want your help. Whereas, because I think she probably felt sympathetic for him as well, because of what happened with, what's her name? Is it Sakia?
Who?
Her. The friend who was like...
Cassia.
And, yeah, her. I was like, what's her name again? Her. When she like got her out of the tree, and she felt like all of that. I feel like she felt so sympathetic because he'd lost his mum from like the age of, what was it, like 6? And so he'd been longing all that time. And so she kind of just wanted to help him. But the fact that she like started to help everybody in the woods near the end, I just absolutely really liked.
I loved that bit at the end where she's just going in and the walkers are actually helping her this time, and she's just like destroying all the trees, and it's just amazing. I love that. And she's doing it on her own. Like, she doesn't even have like the dragon with her. She's just doing it on her own.
She don't need no man.
Such a badass. Yeah, she's such a badass.
I was wondering what her magic type was, though, because you see the others and they're like, yeah, we're this kind of magic type. Yeah, we're this kind of magic type. Yeah. And we see the other warlocks and stuff. And then, like, they just don't know with her. Like, even when she's getting her name,
the magic
it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I was really confused by that magic system. I was like, what? What's happening?
It was really, like, unclear. Like, I liked all the different, like, spells and stuff, but I still don't really understand how it works. Like, she's just like super powerful, but like, how? Like, why is she so
but no one knows why.
Good? And yeah. I don't know, it wasn't explained very clearly. It was very like simple, which is fine, but I don't know. It was a bit confusing.
I can't think to what part you got up to, Becca.
That's what I'm trying to
honestly, I
think as well.
I can't even remember anything past page 45. Like, it was like my brain just decided not to take in any information after that, because that was all I could think about. It just kept playing on my mind. And it made it even worse that I was like, this is literally going to be Stockholm Syndrome. She's going to fall for him. She's going to fall for her kidnapper. And I was like,
she didn't.
I mean, they still end up sort of doing stuff, so she kind of does.
I mean, with the dragon, yeah, but not with the prince.
With the dragon,
the prince
but the prince wasn't
that would have been worse.
That's true.
Yeah,
I think I would have
been worse if she ended up with the prince.
Yeah, I would have thrown the book back at the librarian and been like, "Don't let anyone else have this book."
See, I really like Stockholm Syndrome books, but for me, I think it's because psychologically, it's something that really interests me. So, like, even when I'm looking up normal psychology textbooks and things, because I used to study psychology in high school because we had that as an option, it was something I was always really, really interested in. So having it in books, kind of, I still have that, like, interest in it. So, for me, I kind of like.
I have to laugh at this comment. Sorry.
She likes a dragon. Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just clarify. He's not a dragon. He's a wizard.
His name is.
Isn't he like 1,000 years older than her or something? I think it was.
I mean, to be fair, I read ACOTAR. I read fairy stuff. Those sort of age gaps don't bother me.
Oh, they don't bother me at all. Like Stephanie Meyer as well. Like, fae, vampires. They're all like years older. Like,
as
that's
long as both characters are old enough, it's fine.
As long as there's consent, yeah. I did psychology degree, but definitely don't like it in books. Ah, that's interesting, actually. Are you talking about shagging a dragon?
So why do you think that more things were coming out of the forest? It seemed like everything was coming out of the forest randomly. But it was before she'd
Like all the
even got
creatures?
Cassia back. Yeah, but it seemed before she even got Cassia back, everything was starting to just slowly come out of the forest. Why do you think it was starting to come out now and not before?
I don't know. Could the wood maybe sense her or something? I don't know, because she's such a powerful witch, I guess. Is that the word? Yeah, witch. I don't know. Maybe it sensed her, and I don't know. I thought the creatures were really creepy though, like the mantis kind of creatures, and they were like, I don't know, give me heebie-jeebies.
I really wanted to know what those things were. You know when the dragon leaves the castle by himself at one point, and then she goes off into like her own village where things are getting out of hand because they could tell that it was under threat. But you know the other creature that the dragon went to see? I wish we had more information on
the
them.
chimera.
Because after that, it just didn't ever come up again. And I was like, oh, but
what is a chimera? Because I know that word, but I can't picture what kind of creature that is. I mean, is it in? I've probably seen it in like Supernatural or something, but I can't think of what they look like.
I have no idea.
Isn't it like a big cat or something?
Maybe.
I'm probably wrong. I'm probably getting it mixed up with something else.
I have no idea. It was just kind of like really saddening because we got into the forest and we saw all the walkers, we saw like the mantis, we saw like all of the creatures except from that one.
Yeah.
And I was like, but why is that one not here?
Why did they like a half lion animal? Okay, cool. Yeah, I had a feeling it was at least on 4 legs, but I couldn't remember what it actually was. That's cool. Yeah, that was just mentioned, and then like, yeah, you're right. I actually forgot about that completely. It would have been nice to see them, but I did like the part where she did leave the castle and with Cassia, and then with the wolves. I thought that was really cool, and they were like hiding in the stables. That was a really good part.
I do think it would have been nice if it was split into a duology though, because the first half is very much we're starting to like learn the magic system a little bit, kind of understanding a bit more of like the dragon and stuff like that. But then the second half just becomes so different. So you've got the second half where it's like we go over to the actual King's Realm and we see what magic is like for everyone else. And then we see what the armies are like. We get all that side of things, and then we get more of actually being inside the forest and understanding what's inside the forest, her healing the forest. But I feel like the first half was so slow for me to get into, and then it hit like the halfway point and then it started getting faster, but it felt like it was just so different. I feel like it needed a good, maybe even like a second book to be like, this is the first half of the book, we'll kind of leave it off as where she goes to the new kingdom and then here's what happens and round off a lot easier, because it just felt so jilted in that way, and I was like, I don't see how that's.
I was gonna say this on the 108 pages I read. It felt really the pacing was off. Like there was too much, but also not enough.
Yeah,
and I was really confused what was happening. So I feel like you could be right with the whole. It should have been 2 books because then she could have put more time into that beginning part and building it up.
Yeah,
because as much as I love the ending, it seemed like the beginning went so slow, but we were getting so much information, but really kind of nothing, and I was really confused. And then the middle we were getting a bit more, and then the ending seemed like we were getting too much too fast, to the point where I was like,
I thought that the ending, I was getting a bit confused. There was just so much happening at once, and I was like, wait, I need to slow it down a bit. Like the ending, I'm still a bit confused about what happened at the end. Like it was just a lot going on.
It definitely should be in duology, in my opinion. It felt like it was 2 books just kind of crammed into one, and we didn't get enough time to fully appreciate it. Like I feel like I could have like I didn't really care for the characters that much, and I feel like I probably would have if I had more time. But I just felt like so rushed and then nothing, and I feel like if we had more time to properly understand each character, it would have went so much better.
Yeah. I liked the characters. Like I liked do you know who I really liked, and she wasn't in it enough? Alosha, whatever her name was. Who gave Agnieszka the sword, the like killer sword. She was awesome, and I really wish she was in it more because she was like such a badass.
I kind of like the crow.
I'll tag you on Twitter. Oh, okay.
Is this a picture of?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The chimera, I assume. Let's see.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, that looks so cool. Oh my god. Can I get it on?
That does look cool.
Ooh, that actually looks amazing. Thank you for showing me that, because now I know.
Yeah, I do feel like it was just too rushed and then not enough. But I really like the crow. I couldn't tell whether he was a good guy or a bad guy. Like the guy who was always, the one who was with the prince. He was like his wizard that just kind of followed him everywhere. Yeah. I thought he was more of a crow than a falcon.
I liked him, actually.
I couldn't tell whether he was meant to be good or bad. Like,
he kind of kept flipping, because when Marek was like attacking the castle, or the tower, like Salya or the Falcon, whatever his name is, was on his side then. But then suddenly at the end, he's like back with Agnieszka and the dragon. Jeez, these names. But he was kind of flipping back and forth.
I don't know whether it's because one was the queen and it seemed like she was free of it. And so he said, no, I just have to stay by my royal duties. And then realizing she wasn't quite the queen was then like, oh no, I'm on the wrong side. Goodbye. I was like, what? His alliances just seemed to change so quickly for me. I was like, I wish we got more of his character to just understand his character, because he just seemed so conflicting. But we didn't get enough time with him properly to fully understand his character either.
Yeah, and then at the very end, when Cassia sends Agnieszka like a letter just saying how she's doing and stuff, and it's like she mentions that he had proposed to her, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, where did that come from?
I was like, oh, that's cute, but what? What's happening?
I was like, when was that ever a thing?
To be fair, he did always like have an attraction to her magic, though. It seemed like.
To Cassia? Cassia doesn't have magic.
Oh no, I was thinking of the other one. That's my bad.
Oh.
All the names start to fade into each other after a while.
I know.
I don't know which one's which.
I think it's because it's like I just finished it, so I think all the names are fresh in my head, but they are like really difficult names.
Actually, I feel like the more you talk about it, the more I feel like it should have been a 2-star, not a 3-star. It's not stuck with you.
For me, it's the ending that made it a 3-star, because I really loved that she went into the forest and went to look after all of the tree hearts and the ones that were corrupted, and she done her best to either get them free from the trees if she could, or she would try and help them pass over into this new world that they were actually meant to go to. And I really like the fact that we got basically the queen of the heart trees. Essentially, we got her perspective and how she just wanted to help her people move over. But at the same point, that's also why I feel like it should be in duology, because we have the part there where it's got the king and her kind of get married or whatever it is, and then he lives in the tomb that's underneath the tower that the dragon lives in. And I think that's maybe why it's protected, is because she doesn't want to hurt where he was, which kind of makes sense. But then I feel like we didn't get enough of that to fully understand what their relationship was and how the trees kind of all came to being. We kind of missed over that part. It was kind of, she wants them to move over and they got taught the wrong things, but we didn't get told what those wrong things were or how they became the evil forest that was meant to be. But I really like the fact she was helping them to move over. I just wish we had more of that. Like,
I would have loved more of that, because that was one of my favorite parts. Like, was at the end when she was doing that. I was like, that is awesome. Like, she's so cool. But the whole part with the queen, like the wood queen, I feel like I have to read that whole part a second time, because I was so confused when they were like.
I feel like it was done too quickly.
It was definitely, yeah. One of the parts I did really like actually was, but I think it could have been explained a bit better when Agnieszka found that book in the library in the palace they found out that the Prince Vasily who brought Queen Hannah to the wood, like he was actually corrupted. It wasn't like they ran away together. He was actually corrupted. I was like, oh, that's really cool. But it just was explained kind of so quickly, and I was like, wait, I had to kind of wrap my head around it a little bit.
I feel like I would have enjoyed it so much more if it was a duology. It feels and read like it should have been one, and it just got too crammed into one book, because that part should have totally been hello Stry. That part should have totally been described like a lot better, because we don't know why that kingdom was corrupted, because it seemed like now that kingdom's fine. So it kind of just seems so out of place. I just feel like we should have had a duology. It would have made it at least the ending so much better to have the woods fully like explained to us, and all of the magic things that came with that, and the other kingdoms and stuff. I feel like there was so much missing that we kind of still needed answers for.
Yeah. Like, I think the wood itself, I think the whole idea was really cool. Like, all the evil wood, it's an interesting, villain. And then all the creatures and stuff that came out of it. Like, I think that whole thing was great, but I just wanted more, like, details of the explanation about why it was evil. Like, I don't know. Bless you. I couldn't really understand.
I've heard that.
Okay. Yeah, it just seemed there was so much missing though, because we got so many answers, but then we got so many questions and the answers that we were given. It was like, what?
Yeah.
You can't answer a question with a question. Why are you doing that? What's going on?
But, like, I was even confused when Marek was attacking, like, because they kind of became friends, like him and Agnieszka, and then suddenly he was attacking them and like attacking the tower. I was like, wait, that happened very quickly. I was like, wait, is he corrupted or is he just deciding this? I was like, what's going on?
I thought he was just following. I thought he was just following the Queen's lead, and she wanted to attack.
That's it. Yeah, that was probably it. But I was just like, where did this come from? They were just he was just talking about marrying her, and then suddenly he's like attacking her. It's like, wait, what?
It's a very love-hate relationship that they had going on between them.
I really hated him. His death was one of the best parts.
I feel like it would have been the only part I would have liked.
Yeah, you should just go and read that page, Becca.
Becca would have just been cheering. She would be like, yes!
Yes!
Justice!
Die!
It's such a good death as well, because he spent the whole book like wanting to get his mother back, and then he gets killed by her. I was like, that is just perfect.
The fact that he was looking deep into her eyes and saying mother, and she just puts her hand into his chest and yanks out his heart, and I was like,
not even mummy loves you.
Actually, his brother, the other prince, he was like mentioned a lot, but he was barely in it himself.
Yeah, he was in it for like a page. He was like, I'm going off to war. Bye, kids.
And then he died.
And then he died.
He died.
Like a page later. I was like, oh.
I was like, wait, what? His kids were in it a lot more. Actually, they were really cute. Yeah. But yeah, I would have liked them in it a bit more. They were adorable.
It left me wondering why the people who has been corrupted can't be corrupt again. So like, obviously we've got Cassia, who is like now, I guess, part 3. I guess. But like when she goes into the woods again, she's not able to be corrupted again. Like they don't put spells on her or anything. She doesn't get corrupted. But we don't understand why she can't be corrupted again. Like surely it would have been easier for her to be corrupted because she already has that within her. But apparently no. Apparently she's fine now.
Or she has an immunity to it after.
I was like, sure,
that part. So I'm just. I was like, sure.
To be fair, if they had an immunity, wouldn't they just chuck everyone in the forest and be like, immune, 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 immune? There you go. That's them done. Like, do
true, but then she'd have to keep rescuing them first before they become fully corrupt.
Yeah. That's true. Relationship sounds like it would be good as a drama show. Pretty much, yeah.
I actually think if done well, I think this could be an interesting movie. Obviously, if they take out that part of page 45.
Yeah.
But like, I think it could be interesting if it was made into a movie, and if they made it a little bit clearer in some parts.
I feel like maybe she offered it as a duology, and then the publisher went, "Nah, just one book." And so she went, "Right, half of that one, half of that one, go."
It wasn't her debut, was it?
I don't know. I'm gonna check.
No idea. Let me have a look.
I thought it was, but I could be completely wrong.
I can't remember if that other series that I don't know the name of was her first one, or if that was brought out in between.
Is that the Temera? I know she has a series called Temera or something like that.
It must be that.
And maybe Temera.
I didn't pay enough attention after how much I didn't like Uprooted. I'm like, nope.
I don't know. First novel, yeah,
No,
her first
His
novel
Majesty's
is
Dragon.
Yeah, which is the first book in the Temera series.
Okay. I could
sort of that is meant to be really good.
Uprooted had been her debut, because like if it's your debut, sometimes the debuts are a little bit because they're like working through stuff and working out how to pace their books, but
yeah,
she's got no excuse. I was going to try and go easy on her, but no, clearly not.
From what I can see, this is
interesting.
Her 6th or 7th book or something.
It says in September 2006, Peter Jackson optioned the rights to the Temera series, intending to produce 3 or more live-action films, but the rights have since been reverted. Peter Jackson! Oh my god, that would have been amazing. Not that I know anything about that series, but I love him.
I'd watch it just for Peter Jackson, not gonna lie. I would be like, I'm in for it. We're good.
I'll give it a go.
Very true. Yeah, A Deadly Education. I've definitely heard people have gotten really offended by that book, and I don't know why. I don't know anything about it. But
there was a thing in there. I think the reprint didn't have it in, but also like people just had a lot of issues with the writing style as well. It wasn't even so much the content of the story itself, it was just the way she wrote it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I had it because it came in an Illuma crate box, like when the first one came out. Yeah. And I literally took one look at it, I was like, yeah, no. And I got rid of it. I was like, I'm not going there. Like, I heard people's like, it wasn't obviously spoiler reviews. It was just like normal, like non-spoilery stuff. And even just from that, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna like this. And then like when we was reading Uprooted, and I was like, I'm hearing people say the same about this book, and I'm scared.
To be fair,
it's definitely a book you either love or hate.
Yeah, it is a Marmite book.
I don't know if I'll read another Naomi Novik. I was going to say, I don't know if I'll pick up another Naomi Novik book again. I'm not going to lie. So this one seems so familiar to me. Like, I said it to them backstage. I was like, I swear I've read this. Like,
that's so funny.
For over half the book, I was like, I swear I know all of this. Like, so I think I read it when it first came out, but I just did not remember it in the slightest. So
that's so funny.
My brain was like, we don't want to remember this book. You read it again. Okay.
I'm gonna read Spinning Silver because I already own it. It's on my shelf, so I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna see, because I did really enjoy this. Like, there are definitely a lot of flaws, and I definitely didn't like page 45, but I just liked how different it was, and I thought the Wood was like so interesting as like the bad guy or whatever. But I just thought it was really different, and I liked it. But yeah, it definitely wasn't perfect. But I've heard people who didn't like Uprooted did like Spinning Silver and that Temera series. So who knows?
I've heard the same.
And to be fair, you did like Uprooted, so you're most likely gonna like Spinning Silver if you liked Uprooted. So that's true. You've already got it. You might as well.
Exactly.
For me, it was more the pacing that rated it down for me, because I felt like nothing was happening, and the pacing just seemed so off for me. But I feel like if the pacing was right, then I probably would have enjoyed it more. But,
yeah.
between a 2 and a 3 stars. I'm gonna go for 3-star just because of how the ending was and how fulfilling that was for me. Pushed up because otherwise it was going to be a 2-star. So we all had very different views on this one.
I know, it's really interesting.
So different.
Which is so rare because we normally have like pretty much the same opinions like so far.
Didn't
like,
we
with
all
the
give
series
Lore
and
the
everything.
same?
We all gave Lore 4 stars.
Yeah.
I think for most of Scythe we all rated it the same except for me with Thunderhead.
Oh yeah, you didn't like Thunderhead.
No, very
off topic, but did anyone get the Fairy Loot arc for Scythe series? Because I did.
No, I would only want it for
it's so expensive, but I really want it. It's absolutely stunning.
It's my birthday at the end of the.
I keep looking at it.
So, happy birthday to me from me.
I would only want it for the first book.
Just the
like I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care for the second or third book. I would just want it for book 1.
Do you know what? You could do a hardback of Scythe, just the first book. It's a stunning hardback. Ooh. But then I don't think they're doing the matching second and third, so I didn't get that. And then Fairy Loot announced they were doing that, but yeah.
Because I mean, I love the first one. Like, second one not so much.
yeah. Lisa got Arca for Scythe.
Do it, Reach. You know,
we are enablers here. You should get in there quick because they're on sale, but they could sell out. So get in.
I know
quick.
They probably will, and I do keep looking at it. It's like open on my tab like all the time. I'm trying to convince myself to just get it because it's so bloody gorgeous. Okay, you've convinced me. I'll do it.
Really had to twist your arm, didn't I?
I know, really. I think I just needed someone to tell me to do it. Very easily persuaded.
I think it'll be interesting seeing forward what we think of Cinderella is Dead, because I know Becca's reread, she 5-starred it.
It was in my top 10 favourite books of 2020, and I have been dying to reread it, and I didn't get round to it last year. So I'm very excited to reread it and like tab and annotate it as well. Yeah. Because I've been dying to tab and annotate one of my copies because I've got 3 copies.
I think it's the one I'm most scared about on my March TBR. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? I think it's gonna be
a very quick read.
Yeah.
It's a very quick read.
Yeah.
I think I'm just scared now because I've had it since like 2020.
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, I'm scared of it.
I do honestly think you will both like it. You might not love it as much as I do, but I do think it will be at least a 4-star for you both.
Okay.
Based
I
on
think so
what
too. I have
know
high expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm not gonna be offended if you don't like it. Don't worry.
You said it reads fast, right? Because I mean, if it doesn't, then I'm just going to throw it at a wall, probably.
I literally read it in less than a day.
Okay.
Yeah, but Becca, you read like crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you read fast anyway, Becca. We don't.
No, I know, but it's a very small book as well. Like it's.
I thought that. Yeah, it's not long at all. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's less than 400 pages.
Okay.
It's less? Oh, that's
fine. It's like 385. So...
Oh, that's fine.
So a nice small book.
Really excited.
That's nice and easy reading.
Nice small bit. Yeah. But no, like, it's a very, excited. Like, on the... Parts of it are, like, very on the edge of your seat. So I think it'll keep you interested.
Yeah.
Love it.
I can't wait. You've really hyped it up now. So I'm like, I have really high expectations. I want to love this book.
I'm still scared by it. I'm just staring at it like, I don't know when I'll read you, but I obviously will read you. I can't not read you. Like, I didn't start it. Could you imagine me at the live show, like, I didn't start it. I got too scared.
Join in on the buddy read that we're going to be doing on the Discord. I'm actually going to do the buddy read for the March one because where I'm going to be tabbing and annotating, I think I'm going to need to set aside some time each day because I don't want to rush it. Yeah. Especially since as I read it in less than a day the first time, I want to make myself savor it.
This time. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be doing the buddy read. Kendra. Yes. Yes.
I think we've got a couple months of short books.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, actually.
And then we have Becca's, which
April
isn't the shortest.
It's less than 500 pages.
Is it? Well, remember, Thingy lied
Remember,
to me.
you Googled and it said 1,000 pages, and I was like,
when you said that,
No, it's
Ashley,
not.
I nearly
Do
dropped
you
my phone. I was like,
think I
"There's no
would have
way I'm
picked-
reading a 1,000-page
do you
book."
think I would have picked a book that was 1,000 pages? No, I wouldn't even.
I got so scared. Obviously, you'll get everyone who wants to see the clue for that. It will be up on Monday for the clue for that one. But yeah, I had the biggest heart attack when I said it said 1,400 pages, and I was like, Becca, no.
I honestly have
I was
no
like, Becca,
idea.
I'm sorry, but I drew the line.
I honestly do think that might have been a bind up version that's with other books by the same author. Because I feel like that's the only way that could be 1,400 pages if it was a bind up collection.
I was scared. I was very scared. I was like, I'm not reading it. That's not happening. No thanks.
I wasn't gonna read it either.
No, I wouldn't have done that to us.
I draw the line at over 1,000 pages. It's not happening.
Yeah.
All right, let me find a book that's 999 pages.
To be fair, for July, I'm thinking quite a big book. I'm not gonna lie.
What's quite a big?
What's big?
Like 600 plus pages.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say like 900 pages. I was gonna be like, please don't.
No. It's like the one I'm thinking of. I don't know if I will or not because I'll decide close to time. But the one I'm thinking of is 620 pages.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I am very curious to know what it is now.
Yeah, when we come off live, tell us.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah,
I've not fully decided.
I have
a few
ideas.
Really thinking of.
Okay, I'm really excited to know what it is. I have a few ideas for later months for me as well, but I'll get you both your opinions because I can't decide.
I love the fact that we have the next 3 months that'll be announced next Friday, and then I've got I don't know what my July one is. I've got a couple options. I'm stuck between 3, so I'm kind of going to decide a bit closer because one of them is like an adventure book, one of them is a middle grade fantasy, and the other one is like a mystery. So
that's a very different. I like it. Yeah.
Set of books.
So we'll see which one I feel in the mood for at the time. But I do have 3 in mind.
I like the idea of the middle grade fantasy though. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Not that I know which book you're talking about, but
I'll be interested to see if it's one I already have and haven't read. Because I have a lot of middle grade fantasy, and there's a lot that I haven't actually read.
Okay.
So
hopefully you haven't read it. And then for October, we have the October and December book sorted. So
I'm so excited for the December book.
It's just Rachel's picks that is just so surprising because we don't know what we're getting yet. It's going to be lovely.
I think you'll like some of my suggestions. Hopefully it'll be better than Uprooted, and Becca won't DNF any of my other suggestions.
I mean, to be fair, the May book I already know I like. So you did good there.
For a second, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
You forgot your own
already read that,
Rachel.
So that's fine.
Oh, no.
I did because I was like, wait, what did I pick? Yeah, you already read it, so you're fine.
Yeah,
I have it, but I've not read it, so that's
I'm
great
actually
for me.
nervous about it because I know you read it, Becca, but I know you said it's confusing. So now I'm like, oh, why did I pick
But
this?
honestly, if you go into it knowing that, you'll be fine. Okay. I went into it not knowing that, so I was like, huh? But now I'm fine.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah.
It's like the only one so far that is not a standalone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've
ruined the streak.
Damn it.
Don't worry. We'll probably all end up choosing a book that's part of a series soon.
As long as it's the first in the series, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say for Uprooted, like at all.
No, me either. So I think we'll end it there.
Anything else.
Yeah, Becca's like, I just don't want to think about this book ever again.
Becca's like, I'm done. I am done with it. I can now never think of this book again, and it's glorious.
Yes.
That's fine. Well, thanks so much, guys. We're gonna leave it there, and hopefully you'll all join us for the next month, which is obviously Cinderella is Dead. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.